channel. If you watched the channel from the very beginning, you should know that one of the very first videos that I uploaded was a vlog, or kind of a trip report of a trip I did with WHF506, an organization founded amongst others by Matthew Leach, who played Floyd Talbot on Band of Brothers. In that video I went to Bastogne and we did a whole trip around some of the locations of Easy Company and Battle of the Bulge. And yeah, today it's time for another trip with WHF506, and this time I'm in the UK and we're in Cambridge. And today we're going to start on a 2-day trip, visiting some locations of the 8th Air Force, which is of course known by the Masters of the Air series that came out, but also Memphis Belle, 12 O'Clock High, the movie. And we're going to visit all those locations, and actually there are a couple of actors from the show Masters of the Air coming along with us. I think like 8 or 9 actors are accompanying us on this tour. And so yeah, we're about ready to leave, staying here in an Airbnb with a couple of friends, which I'm going to show you right now. And yeah, I'm going to take you guys along on the trip, and yeah, let's see where we're going, and pretty excited for it, and can't wait to see where all the stops we're going to make. We're going to go to Thorpe Abbots, which is one of the stops I know, which is of course a location that you can see in Masters of the Air. And we're going to go to Cambridge Cemetery, where a lot of the guys from the 100th Bomb Group are buried, and yeah, a couple other locations. So yeah, let's head out and we'll see all the locations that we're going to go to. So I'm not alone on this trip. A couple of the usual suspects are with me again. Sean.
Hello.
And you know this guy probably. Chris, Vlog's History. And Rob, History in Your Hand, he's also here. And we got a new
guy from JD's videos.
Yeah. We got a new guy with us, but I think he's hid himself. He doesn't want to be on camera, but yeah, we'll film him later. So here's the new guy. He's coming with us on the tour.
Hi.
Farshek. He's joining us here. And we're traveling in style to the bus.
Okay. I'll plug it in over the fence.
Porsche. So we're now heading to the train station of Cambridge, and then we're gonna get on the bus with the rest of the guys.
It's not bad. Yeah, he's doing it in London tonight.
I didn't even know. Oh yeah.
2B70 Claudia over West Horham.
Do I look stoic?
So we've now come to our first stop of the day, and we're at Horham. And there's an airfield here and a base of the 95th Bomb Group. It was one of the bomb groups that was attached to the 100th Bomb Group that you know from Masters of the Air. And yeah, this place is pretty much restored back to what it was. They have like a museum here and a dance hall where the guys used to dance. You can also see that on Masters of the Air that they do that. So this is not where the 100th Bomb Group was staying, the guys that you see on Masters of the Air, but it was one of the other bomb groups that was attached to them and flew missions with the 100th Bomb Group. But yeah, this place is very intact, unlike Thorpe Abbots where the 100th Bomb Group was. So yeah, you get a good impression of what life was like on these bases. So.
With me, we've got Scott, our chairman, Linda, our vice chair, Adrian, our PX extraordinaire, Beverly, our secretary, Robin, the most important, our bar manager, Julie, Reg, Kate, where's my other half, and Jordan?
Outside still.
Oh right, they're outside. Okay, that's fine then. So yeah, so welcome. So 95th Bomb Group, we were part of the 13th Combat Wing along with the 100th Bomb Group and the 390th Bomb Group. We were the headquarters unit for the 13th Combat Wing, so any official business was carried out on this base. We arrived here in April 1943. We were the first to arrive out of the 3 groups in the 13th Combat Wing. But when we arrived in the UK, this base wasn't finished yet. There was still wet concrete, there was unfinished buildings.
So here we have the Downs room that I was telling you guys about in the intro. And this is part of the building that was part of the NCO club. So the officers club was somewhere else on these grounds, and here the NCOs used to party, and there's a room in there with a piano so the guys would play music. And yeah, here they went to did their dances, and something you can also see on Masters of the Air. Yeah, bands playing. pilots dancing with nurses who are stationed here as well. So yeah, this is where it all happened. And also, like I said in the intro, this is not the 100 bomb group base that you know from Masters of the Air, but this is the 95th bomb group. It's a different bomb group, but it was attached to the 100 bomb group, so they flew missions together. So this area they converted into a museum with lots of stuff on display. So I'll take a look around. We have pieces of propeller and there's uniforms here. And like I said, a bunch of uniforms on display, and these are all original uniforms worn by pilots, co-pilots, bombardiers, navigators. So yeah, this is some pretty cool stuff that we're seeing here right now. We have the guy whose uniform this used to be. And over here they have a collection of those leather jackets that the pilots wore. They have some really cool artwork. There's even some more over here. See, yeah, this is the guy who his jacket belonged to. It's crazy that they all have this display. Now come to our second stop of the day, and we're now at Thorpe Abbots, the place you might know from the TV show Masters of the Air. This is where the guys were stationed, and you can see behind me this is the control tower, which features on the show quite a lot. And yeah, we're gonna go in there. They have like a display, like a little museum going on. There's a lot of stuff to see here, but yeah, this is the actual place, Thorpe Abbots. This is, like I said, the control tower that the guys were on, and they were watching the planes come in. You can see that on the show Masters of the Air. And the runway is right over there where the bus is, and it goes all the way there. So, yeah, that's where the guys would be standing in anticipation of how many planes were going to return. And sometimes that was not a lot. So we're now on top of the control tower. So this is probably the view that the guys would be seeing when the planes were coming in. This is the runway over there where the bus is standing. This is the runway. So Rob, it's pretty crazy to stand here, right?
It is, man. It's really crazy. The biggest moment for me was when I came out by the railings at the front, and I thought, you know what, some of those scenes where like Crosby and those guys are waiting, obviously in the series, but the real guys, that's where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, really cool, really cool.
So now inside the control tower, we have some bunch of stuff on display. These are all items that were used during the war by the crews stationed here. Here we got a display with a lot of couple of uniforms, mannequins with uniforms on. These are all original 100 bomb group uniforms. Some baseball stuff the guys used to play on their downtime. There's like portraits everywhere of these guys. Amazing place to be in. We have another display, fly jacket, some uniforms as well. And over here we got a display, all the medals were awarded to this guy. Second Lieutenant Jack Graziano. Another great display here. Flight jackets.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Sorry.
That's alright, we're in your shot, I'm so sorry.
You're going to be on YouTube.
Oh God. Well, I'll send the bill.
Yeah, the guys from the program and also the real life photographs.
Yeah, Rosie.
They did show the story. So I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, which is Sergeant Hinton.
This is a display about Mr. Rosenthal with his actual uniform on display here. But those is, I think those are his medals as well.
They used to have other shows in the hangars where it's claustrophobic.
Oh yeah.
So what it's like for a grunt man, it's just...
He never talked about it. He would tell us about life on the base, but he would never talk about missions or anything.
Right cyclones that were used here, in that it was manufactured by Stevie Baker.
Okay.
Yeah. And they say that aircraft with the Stevie Baker engine in them are 10 miles an hour faster. That's what the pilots used to say.
Oh wow, this is small. So I just sit on
Please
this.
don't fire the guns.
Yeah, there's some handles. Do it! It's handle something, there's a handle in here, a handle up there.
Oh, I see.
Take your weight off, and then get your
Oh wow. Yes, you fit right in.
That's the way to do it. So if you're good at yoga, it's not a problem. Now would you like, so
All your double joints.
you've got your oxygen supply there. That's for turning guns. The trigger's on your right hand side. The electrical stuff is all over for your electrical heated suit. And you've got your parachute on, you've got your jacket on, in fact I should put your jacket on. And I'm going to, are you okay to be sealed in?
Yep.
Perfection.
Now you'll find out whether your friends want you to have one or not.
It's a shame we can't tip it upside down.
Look in the camera.
So, Sean and I are waiting. We're inside the building. We're going to watch episode number 5 now of the show.
Yep,
You up for it?
I'm up for it.
How much time did you see it already? Just once, or?
Just once, yeah.
That's
It'll be
enough for you.
interesting to watch it again.
Yeah.
I need to watch the whole show again, really, from start to finish.
Yeah, right. So it's pretty cool to watch an episode of Masters of the Air here at Thorpe Abbots. And we got some of the crew, the cast along as well. I don't know if these guys, they're featured in this episode as well because
Yeah, they're part of Rosie's crew, right?
yeah, a lot of the actors that are here are part of Rosie's crew, the Rosie Riveters. So yeah, we're going to watch the episode.
Just a second. So what's going to happen is we'll have this little bit of role play to set the scene of Thorpe Abbots. Because bear in mind, you watched that mini-series, right? This is where the men flew from. So just remember that it's too easy sometimes to come places and gloss over it all. This is it. This is where it happened. I could talk about runways, I could talk about missions from here, etc., etc., but I think these fine people will probably go through that. I just want to set the scene for you because, as we know, John Egan came here first. He was here before Gail Cleven came. And I just want to set the scene a little bit. When these two guys, when Egan came and did that mission, and then Cleven came to join them, this was round about June, maybe 8th, 9th of 42. So what we're going to do is, this is the two of them meeting up after they've come and arrived here. So let's take it away, guys. Nice loud voice and great American accents.
It'd be easy for me.
Yeah. Right, fire away.
You missed me?
Like a stone in my shoe. How you been getting on?
Half our equipment's yet to show up. Had to borrow masks and parachutes from the Brits.
Well, Airexec ought to take care of that.
My opinion, they ought to can that guy. Also, get used to the mud. Hey, listen, your radio guy pick up any chatter from the 418th? We're missing Brady.
Negative.
I got you a bike.
I need a bike?
Or it's a 20-minute walk from quarters to the mess, and these things are sold out for weeks. I figure you'll buzz past a bunch of guys crawling through the rain on the way to dinner. You'll come around and say, thank you, Bucky.
Don't count it in.
Excellent. How's that? Now, a bit more serious now. Would you mind just doing another one?
Sure.
Very short
Sure,
one.
absolutely.
A bit more serious now because Gail Clevin goes on his first mission to Bremen, right? And 3 aircraft don't come back. Now we're getting down to the hardcore of what happened there with these men. So guys, may as well stick. You want to stick with
I'll stick with Egan.
Yeah.
And Clevin.
That's
so
perfect.
a bit more serious now, so let's do this one, guys.
Right.
Just set the scene, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
So this is the 25th of June. This is after that mission to Bremen. And this is Gail Clevin coming back and Egan's waiting on him. Okay, take it away, guys.
Why didn't you tell me?
What?
You've been up like 2 missions? You didn't tell me it was like that.
I didn't know what to say. You've seen it now.
I don't know what I saw. 30 guys just
I should have been up there with you.
got a long road ahead of us.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's it. So well done, guys. Thank you very much.
This is in your head, but that's not an acting, though. I have to tell you, as an actor, you can't act that, can you? So do they prepare you by knackering you out? Do they prepare you by doing things like row over and over and over again? I know you're all jumping into the aircraft real easy like that. You're all doing your task real easy, but you can feel the trepidation, and you can feel the exhaustion, and you can feel the fear.
He's going to come back, so you might as well get used to that now and just accept it. And so they obviously were all filled with a lot of trepidation going out there, but what he said is that once the latch closes and they take off, the training just kicks in, and all they can do, I mean, with all that fear, they have to just put that to the side because now they're responsible.
So we're at the house, getting ready for day 2. How was day 1 for you?
Really good. Yeah, it was a good day. Saw a lot more than I thought, to be fair. I wasn't sure what to expect, like with all the museums and stuff, but yeah, it was really good.
Same for you, Rob?
Yeah, man. Loved it, yeah. Real
Yeah.
good. Real good. Saw some cool things.
Yeah, it's pretty strange, you know, to walk at Thorpe Abbots, a place you see on the TV show, and then to walk there.
Yeah, that was the highlight of yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Thorpe Abbots was good.
Yeah. Yeah, and the tower, which is pretty much a replica of how it was. So
that was good.
I say replica, rebuilt.
Yeah.
Where it was, because it was in bad disrepair, I think, before they got the mitts on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool, man.
Out ahead of, in front of today, 2 things in fact.
What's the safe word?
I need to get out ahead of. Something happened last night. This is serious. No, so just pipe down a second, please. Something happened last night, and I've got to get out ahead of it. Sometimes 2 men love one another enough
Marcel, what did you do?
to share a toothbrush. Jonathan, where are you? I love that man. Jonathan and I shared a toothbrush last night, and I've woken up with some form of syphilis on my upper lip. I'm now going to have to go home and explain. Thank you very much, my Irish friend. Norm has put together a pretty tight itinerary today. So we're going to be off and on the bus really tight. And as a Napoleonic little prick, I have to go to great lengths not to appear like a Napoleonic little prick. So I'm going to have to be shouting at people today quite a lot to get on and off the bus because we need to get where we're going at the end of the day. Who is Because we've got a tight schedule, is what I'm trying to say. And we need to get where we're going by 3 o'clock to make everything Is this going on YouTube, Marcel? Because
Yes.
you're going to lose subscribers with this one.
They just want to hear about the toothbrush.
They just want to hear about the toothbrush. We shared a toothbrush, people, in Belgium. But now I have a syphilitic ward. So it's going to be a good day, but it's a tight day. So on and off the bus, quickly. I'm looking at you, Marcia. All right, snap to it. Good, good.
Here's our gang. Anyway, that's not the reason we came here. So, just to try and explain, to give you an idea who you are, this is a memorial to the 379th, and that's where we are right now, where the red dot is. So if you think about that, it's good to remember this is like an ace of spades, this layout in this airfield. I always remember it as that. But that's the point we're standing at right here, and you can see the main runway that's running over there. There's a tree line, you can see the main runway, but this is what I was talking about, the 6,000 feet long one, and there's all the hard standings round about the perimeter track. For example, different examples of the pan and the spectacle. So you get 4 aircraft in this one and one in each of these, round about 50 to 55 usually at an airfield. And this is it presently today, as you see. Here's where we are, there's the main runway which is running across there, and part of it's still got trees, and you can just see roughly the other one coming across here like so, which is that one just there. So that's a kind of good layout about it. One of the things, a lot of things about Kimbolton that's important to explain to you. This, the Grand Slam group they were called, because they did more sorties than any other group in the whole of the 8th Air Force. More sorties, 10,600. Not the most missions, 330, there was other groups that topped that, but they'd had the lowest abort rate of the whole of the 8th. So that is probably why they did more sorties. Sorties are aircraft, by the way. 230 missions, divide that up, you'll find out how many aircraft that was. So that's one of the claims to fame. They dropped more tonnage, than any other group in the 8th as well. So you can see how I wanted you to come to Kimbolton and see this, just for posterity.
So this is my grandfather-in-law. He was in the 379th, 524th Squadron, ball turret gunner. And you can just see the K on the plane in the background there, but these were both taken at Kimbolton. Greatest man I ever knew. He passed away in 2013, 91 years old, and never talked about a mission. He would talk all about life on the base. He would talk about being in England. He'd talk about his buddies, but he would not talk about anything that happened. But we do know that he lost the sight in one eye when they crash landed back here at Kimbolton and flew off the runway into a tree. And he took some shrapnel in the eye, and that was the last time he went up. But little guy, I mean, that makes sense. He was a tall ball turret gunner. He was about 5'5". About Matt's size.
I'm wearing a heel.
But yeah, his name was John Sabo, and like I said, I got a little teary-eyed when I got here because even though he wasn't my grandfather, I married into the family. Gentlest, kindest, most generous person I ever met in my life. So glad I could finally make it here.
Welcome to the 306th Bomb Group. It's very nice that everyone's turned up and come to see us today. So on the 8th of September 1942, the 306th Bomb Group arrived in Thurlow, Station 111. You're actually in an original building from 1942. This is the small arms stores. So where all the B-17s got their 50 cals all come from here. So this is exactly where you are now. So this is where you are. Originally, back in the day, Gauzy Wood was actually covered this area as well. So obviously this was the munitions side of the airfield, so it was all undercover. Okay, so this is where you are on the map.
So we now made our way to RAF Thurley, I think it's pronounced. It's a former airfield of another bomb group. And they have a little museum set up here. Battlefield relics, a whole bunch of pictures, uniforms. We've got a whole bunch of medals. Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart, you name it. Pictures of the guys who were awarded the medals. So here we have the northern bomb site, which you might know from Masters of the Air. This is what they use to do the precision bombing. Yeah, you can see on the show that when the plane goes down, they have to destroy it because they won't want to keep it out of enemy hands. Here they have an authentic one on display.
The people that know nothing about Masters of the Air put on as if they know everything about Masters of the Air. And as I'm sat with 5 experts on Masters of the Air, 4, sorry Riley, I know you don't know a thing about it, but you're very good looking. Sit down, look pretty little himbo. So what I'll do is I'll read out the facts and then you guys call out whether or not it's truth or bullshit, and then we'll have it verified by the Masters guys, yeah? I can't see a bloody thing. God, I'm getting old. Hang on, take your stupid glasses off.
Run down here.
Okay, so number 1. Flight scenes were filmed in replica B-17s using technology known as the volume, brackets used on the stop nodding or you give it away. Himbo number 2. Used on The Mandalorian 2019. The B-17s were suspended 50 foot in the air on a gimbal inside a 360-degree stage of seamless LED panel screens and ceilings. Actors could therefore react to flak, explosions, crashes, and planes flying in real time as the gimbal simultaneously reacted to scenarios. Now, I think it's not black and white, it's not binary this. You can say there are bits of bullshit in there.
Yeah.
Because it smells like, no, I won't give it away. What do you think? All true? Mostly true. I think one bit of it might be bullshit. The 50 feet in the air. Is that bullshit, boys?
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. It was 100! Wow, that's so brave.
It was like 20, wasn't it?
20
feet,
feet,
it wasn't.
Where's Johnny? Is he not here anymore?
No.
Is that why he got sweaty?
Yeah.
Because it was 100 feet in the air.
Ask him to tell you the story.
Johnny, get up here and tell your story. Alright, so yeah, so I think we all realise that was pretty much true apart from the 50 feet in the air. Where do they get this stuff from? Right, the second one. 3 B-17 replicas were built from scratch for filming use. 2 were exact replicas. The other was slightly larger to allow more room for camera crew to film certain angles of the plane.
That sounds true.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sounds good to me.
All right, cool. All right, we're 2 from 2. Austin Butler.
Bullshit.
He's a good actor. You guys said it. Okay, don't get jealous. He's better looking than you. Austin Butler watched footage of the real-life Cleven, who was interviewed about his time as bomber pilot when he was in his 80s. The footage helped Austin learn Cleven's speaking cadence and sense of humour.
True?
Who knows? Is the answer to that one?
Sounds like a good thing to do.
Doesn't seem like him in Austin Butler's fan group down here.
We just stopped at a Royal Air Force base where the famous plane Memphis Belle was stationed during the war and flew his missions out of. And I couldn't film anything there. It was forbidden to film because it's still an active base. There are still some training going on with recruits and everything. So we're not allowed to take pictures. We're not allowed to film anything. So sadly, you're not going to see that on this video. So now we're going to go to our last stop of the day. That's Cambridge American Cemetery. And there's a bunch of graves there associated with all the bomb groups. 100 bomb group guys as well. So we're going to take a look around and see all the graves.
Take the cemetery. There's a map. Make sure you go and have a look at that map on the other side of the wall, because sometimes you miss it when you come here. Altogether in this cemetery there are 3,811 American men and women service. And I want to show you that, well, you recognise this guy, he's got his clothes on now. Remember Rocky? This is the man who, 306 man in area Furley that we spoke about today earlier. And also the thing about this cemetery, I don't know if you noticed, but on the wall here, this is the wall of the missing. There are 5,200 names in that wall, missing men that flew from the UK and never found their bodies. Now if you see a little rosette next to the name, that means they've found the body and they've probably either interred it here or taken it back home for reinterment in the States. So that's what the little rosette is. And I just also want to say before I leave you here, before we finish at the headstones I'm going to show you, there's also, excuse me, there's an Easy Company man on the wall of the missing. And he's a man called George Lavinson. And Richard Winters rated George Lavinson very, very highly. In fact, do you remember the episode Carentan?
Yeah.
You remember the episode where the guys are going down the road and Winters is kicking them out the ditch?
Yep.
Come on, get off, Well, that's E Company obviously. On the left flank, F Company were coming down. And George Lavinson, who was Company HQ, although he was still part of the Easy Company originally, but he was over in the field on the F side for some reason. In fact, he'd been transferred to HQ the same time as Lewis Nixon. He'd gone the same time as him. And Winters speaks very highly of this chap. Can I just say what Winters